Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be narcissistic relationship. When you know, you know. Think about that for a minute. Guys, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So when you know, you know. Now, let's be real. When you're in the relationship with the narcissist, perhaps you're still in it, you knew or you know that something is off, something is not quite right, but you couldn't put your finger on it. You couldn't quite connect the dots until you found channels like mine and many others. And again, thank you very much for being here. But all throughout the relationship, you were questioning yourself. You were comparing your relationship with, let's say, other individuals' relationships. And you recognized quickly that the person that you are thinking about right now, the narcissist, that they were two people. They were one person to the general public, where everything is puppies and rainbows, and they were somebody completely different when they were with you behind closed doors. And that usually is when most of the abuse and manipulation takes place. It's behind closed doors. Not always, but many times. Remember, the narcissistic relationship, it is an insidious, silent, abusive relationship. It's a relationship that until you understand what narcissism is about, you stay stuck in the narcissistic fog because you don't know what's going on. All of your beliefs, all of your core values, everything you were taught throughout your life, it's thrown out the window because it's bizarro world. What is up is down, what is left is right, in and out. Most of these things don't make any sense. They don't. And you are completely an extension of the narcissist, and you are isolated. Yes, of course, I'm certain throughout the relationship you had friends and family members and things like that, but notice how they diminished over time. Example, let's say it was a romantic relationship with the narcissist. Did they support your friends? Probably not. Did they themselves have little clusters or groupies of friends? They had many, and many more than you even know about. I can promise you that. Having said that, did they want to spend time with your family? Think about that for a minute. Maybe, maybe not. The whole purpose of these questions I'm asking you is to illustrate that the narcissistic relationship, it's about one person, and that wasn't you. It was about the narcissist. That's why they wanted to control you, to manipulate you, to have you be a puppet and a pawn, essentially to keep you on a shelf and take you down off that shelf when they wanted to use you and then put you back up there. That's exactly what they do, because they never listened to you. They never paid attention to you. They certainly didn't respect you. And they treated you worse and worse as time went on. But you didn't have the wisdom. You didn't have the education. You certainly didn't know what narcissism was, because if you did, I can almost assure you, you would have exited the relationship sooner and or at least looked for support. But then one day you Googled toxic relationship or something like that, or YouTube randomly just threw a video at you. Perhaps it was mine or somebody else's, and you're like, oh my gosh, how does the algorithm know this? It knows this because you need help. And in that case, the algorithm is there to support you. And that's exactly how some of you found the channel. I know that. Others, you investigated, you looked for the answers, and then lo and behold, you thought it was just poor behavior on the part of the narcissist, but then the word narcissism popped up and you're like, oh my gosh, what is this? This is exactly what I'm experiencing. And there's more. There's a community. There are millions of people like me. Yes, there are. And each and every day, unfortunately, more and more people are being affected by this narcissistic abuse. It's a fact, just the way it works. That's why we're getting the education and the wisdom out for anyone to explore and to become empowered and awakened. But getting back on track, narcissistic relationship, when you know, you know. There are some things in life that you just know. And you can't explain certain things to certain individuals because most likely they haven't experienced it, or they won't be able to wrap their head around it. I'm referring to narcissistic abuse. It's not until you resonate with people that have actually gone through the path, have gone through the fire, or have exited or are looking to exit a narcissistic relationship, then you're like, oh my gosh, I get it. That's why this is our superpower. It is our language that we speak exclusively. Unless you've gone through the fire of a narcissistic relationship, you can't even fathom what it's like. You can't. You can try, you can read books, you can go to a therapist, you can do many things, but unless you've actually gone through it, you can't put yourself in another individual's shoes, sincerely. But when you know, you know, it's something that when you actually digest it and you get that first light bulb moment and you're saying to yourself, oh my gosh, this is it. That is the first step to exiting the narcissistic fog. That is exactly the first step of you becoming empowered. And it's the first step entering the new version of you. Now, again, like I mentioned on the channel frequently, there will be a mountain of work you're gonna have to place into yourself, an awful lot, and that's not for this video. But my hope is if you've made it this far in the video, you're continuing on the path and you're becoming awakened and aware. And when you know, that's all that matters. In other words, explaining to other individuals, oh, this person was a narcissist, my boss, my neighbor, my coworker, my spouse, my family members, whomever, they're not gonna pay attention, I can assure you, because many people don't wanna hear it, other people can't fathom it, and more importantly, it doesn't make you look good because they will think that perhaps you are a negative person, let's put it that way. But people have to digest the relationships themselves, and then there comes a point in time when they understand, okay, I know what I know, and I know what I experienced, and that's it. And now I need to invest in myself and heal and learn and grow and become educated. And that's a good thing, because remember when you were in the relationship with the narcissist, what were you doing? You were working for them. You were building them up to the detriment of yourself. You were not living your best life at all. You were actually being decimated each and every day. Think about the vacations you went on that were blown up. Think about the holidays that were ruined. Think about the birthdays, the barbecues, the events. Think about every single normal activity throughout a day, a month, a year. Were you walking around on eggshells? Were you being invalidated? Were you being listened to? Were you being stonewalled? Were you being gaslit? Did you experience rage fits? Were you triangulated, which is my least favorite thing that these people do? In other words, did the narcissist or this toxic individual that you're thinking about right now, did they insert another individual to get you to up your game, to get you to work even harder for them? That's called triangulation. Check out the videos I created on that. It's absolutely disgusting, but that's what they do. So those illustrations I just mentioned to you, those are parts of a narcissistic relationship. Now, keep in mind, there are some good days in the relationship. Absolutely, that's the way it works. But the negative days certainly outweigh the positive days, and I can prove it to you right now. Think about any 24-hour period when you're with the narcissist. Were you doing what you wanted to do? Were you going to the store and buying the items you wanted to buy? Were you planning the vacation spot that you wanted to go to? Were you watching the documentary that you wanted to watch? Were you going for a walk on the beach because that was comfortable? Or were you sitting right next to the narcissist when the narcissist was on one of their 3 cell phones and they were totally tuning you out, and you were watching a documentary allegedly with them, but they weren't watching the documentary because they were too busy getting your replacement? See, these examples are limitless. They could go on for a long time. But when you know, and you don't have to verify it, you don't have to get validation from anybody but yourself. Because what you've experienced, what you've gone through, it's unlike anything you were prepared for. Remember, you weren't taught this in school. You certainly weren't. My hope is that eventually this will be taught in school. But for now, this is your best way to get education. It's on YouTube and or with a therapist that knows what they're talking about, or by reading and understanding this whole insidious issue called narcissism. Having said those things, when you know, there will be a point in time when you just understand that, yes, this relationship, as difficult as it was, or perhaps it still is for you, if it's a family member, meaning a sibling or aunt or uncle or somebody like that, or a neighbor you can't move away from, or the toxic workplace bully / boss, and you need the job. I get all these things. But if it's something like that, then what you need to do is you need to get the tools to insulate yourself, to protect yourself, to allow yourself to drown out the toxicity of the narcissist. In other words, to not give them supply, to not give them your energy, and to take your energy back for yourself. If not now, when? Now, this again is a process. It will take time, but in time you will do it. Because if you're on the channel and you're getting the wisdom, you need to utilize this to benefit yourself. That's the path. That's what you must do. But keep in mind for this video, when you know, you can tell when you're in the narcissistic relationship, you know something's wrong, and you know that you better stand in line, meaning stay in line and behave a certain way. Because if you don't, you're going to feel the wrath of the narcissist. Think about that. That's not healthy. It's toxic. It's controlling. It's manipulating. It's not allowing you to be you. You are nothing but a person, a pawn, a puppet of the narcissist. Compare that with a healthy relationship where you could just be what you want to be. You don't have to live up to a certain individual's expectations. Most importantly, you don't have to always be giving while this other individual is taking. That is a one-sided narcissistic relationship where the purpose of the relationship is to have you manipulated and fooled into thinking that perhaps this person does benefit you. In fact, they don't. They just want to tear you down. Why? Because they're insecure, and they're cowards, and they're bullies, and they're childish. And that's a fact. And my hope is that through this channel and many others, you're getting the wisdom. So guys, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon. Stay true, stay blessed. Continue to become awakened and aware and understand you are the priority. You come first, second, and third. And when you know, you know. Believe me when I tell you, when you actually get that message, that goes with just about anything in life. But with narcissistic abuse, you know it because you felt it and you experienced it. And people's comments in the comment section or videos that you're watching, they are resonating with you. In other words, if you're getting light bulb moments and things are clicking with you, like, oh my gosh, that happened. Yes, that too, and that, and that, and that. There you go. That's what you need to know, that most people can read or watch a video like this that haven't gone through the narcissistic abusive cycle, and they're just like, what is that? Like, nobody would behave that way. They do. So guys, no matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. I love you. Have a great afternoon, and I will talk to you tomorrow. All right, bye, you guys. And I hope you like the background. And it's chilly.